This is Movie of the Week, the series where I give you a new movie to check out every single week. If you've seen it, rewatch it. If you haven't, check it out. For this week's Movie of the Week, we're going all the way to Indian cinema to talk about KGF Chapter 1. Yes, I know a lot of you might have expected Chapter 2, but I haven't seen Chapter 2 yet. Hell, I'm watching it today. So we might do KGF Chapter 2 next week, depending on how good it is. KGF Chapter 1 was an absolute blast of a movie. Seeing the main character, Rocky, oh my god, I don't even know where to start. I'm just talking about Rocky right away. Okay, so let's just talk about it. So the characters in this movie are absolutely crazy, especially Rocky Bhai. I mean, he is just crazy. The beginning of the movie is literally just hype scene after hype scene after hype scene, where the cold scene after cold scene after cold scene is just ice cold. The first half of this movie is just absolutely crazy. We're getting a good look into Rocky's character, his motives, his entire goal, and that is to follow his mother's last words to him. And yes, it might seem over dramatic to anyone who doesn't watch Indian cinema, but trust me, this is a good movie in every sense. You will love it. The main character is just a complete badass, and in the second half of the movie, you really do explore the main story of the movie, with it being the KGF gold mines, where gold is just consistently being mined from a mountain, which is like El Dorado, where it's just an area full of gold. And obviously there's going to be a bunch of greedy people there. And honestly, one of the biggest aspects about this movie is the ambiguity between whether our main character Rocky is a hero or a villain. And it's just really interesting to watch because he is being portrayed as a hero throughout this entire movie, while everyone just seemingly calls him a villain. So I guess we'll find out whether he's truly a villain or not in the second movie. And aside from that, this movie is just really interesting. The plot may not be at the highest point. It's just pretty interesting plot to watch, but the characters are absolutely intriguing. It's a blast to watch. I mean, Rocky's main goal in this movie is to kill the person in charge of the KGF gold mines, because as long as he lives, once his father dies, the KGF gold mine owner, once his father dies, a bunch of other people are going to die for being his enemies. So those enemies hired Rocky to kill him so that they can survive and try to take the gold mines after he dies. And obviously they're not the only ones after the gold mines. There's a lot more people after it. Hell, apparently the government of India signed a death warrant for Rocky because he's the biggest criminal in the world for somehow. So that should alone be a big reason to watch this movie, because who signs a death warrant for killing a guy in charge of gold mines? There's something going on here. This movie is just absolutely interesting, especially from the character point of Rocky. The music, the soundtrack is just an absolute vibe. This movie is an absolute blast. I rate it at 88%. I can't wait for the second chapter of this movie. It's an absolute blast. You'll fall in love with the main character. So go check it out.